Willkommen and welcome back to a new lesson. However, before we start, as always, let's go through the words we learned from our last lesson. Do you remember? The one where we learned how to make sentences in the future. The first word is Zukunft. Zukunft. Morgen. Morgen. Übermorgen. Übermorgen. For example, in 2 Tagen, in 2 Tagen, or in 2 Jahren. In 2 Jahren. And you can simply replace the number 2 with any number you would like. Nächste Woche. Nächste Woche. And nächstes Mal. Nächstes Mal. As I said in the last lesson, the next couple of lessons are also going to be about grammar. And today we're going to talk about accusative. Accusative. So let's go through it step by step and see what accusative actually means. So accusative is a grammar case that changes the articles, which are der, die, and das. Another word to describe accusative is direct object, or the direct object in the sentence. For example, he eats apple. The direct object in this sentence is apple. What does he eat? So the question that you have to ask is was or what. In other words, the noun that could be the answer to the question what is usually accusative. And in German, as a way to recognize accusative, you change the article of the word. However, it is really simple in accusative because the only form that changes is the der article. As you can see below, der would be den or einen. That comes from ein. Other than that, die and das and die for plural stay all the same. So we have die as a direct object, it is also die or eine. The same thing goes with das. It also stays das or ein. And finally, die, the plural die, is also die. So only der changes. And it turns into den when the article belongs to a noun that is a direct object in the sentence. Or der changes when it is the answer to the question was. What does he eat? He eats the apple. Let's take this sentence as an example. Ich kann jeden Tag den Zug nehmen. I can take the train every day. You already know that Zug is der Zug. However, the reason why we can't write der Zug is the following. You know that ich is the pronoun of the sentence. And of course, kann is the main verb, which is can. Jeden Tag is the answer to the question when. We don't need that for now. However, den Zug is the answer to the question was. Was kann ich nehmen? What can I take? I can take the train. So the train is the direct object of this sentence. And because in the original form it's der Zug, you know that der changes into den when it is the direct object. Therefore you say, ich kann jeden Tag den Zug nehmen. And of course, nehmen is the second verb that comes at the end of the sentence. Does it make sense so far? Let's continue. Another sentence would be, we eat the apple and the banana. Wir essen, pronoun and verb, den Apfel. What do we eat? We eat the apple. So the apple is the direct object, and in the original form it's der Apfel. Therefore you change der into den. However, after that you say und die Banane. Die Banane, the article is die, and you know that in accusative die stays the same. So now we have two accusative words or nouns. One of them has to change, the other stays the same. So only the words that have the article der are the ones that you should be careful about. Another sentence is, I have read the book. Ich habe das Buch gelesen. Ich habe das Buch gelesen. Was habe ich gelesen? What did I read? The book. Das Buch. And das Buch, the article is das, and das stays also the same. So the direct object of this sentence is das Buch, but it stays the same. Ich habe das Buch gelesen. Why is the ball not here? Warum ist der Ball nicht da? Here you have to be careful. Der Ball in this sentence, for example, is not the direct object. Der Ball is the subject. As you can see, we can't ask the question was in this sentence. Der Ball ist nicht da. Der Ball is the subject and not the direct object. So here it is right and correct to write der Ball and not den Ball, because the meaning of the sentence would be completely different. So be careful. Another sentence: the family has a dog. Die Familie hat einen Hund. Die Familie hat einen Hund. The family is the subject, hat is the verb, and einen Hund is the direct object. However, here we use einen, a dog, and not the dog. Einen Hund is a dog, and den Hund is the dog. Die Familie hat einen Hund. As you can see, while you are building the sentence in your head, you have to be careful about the articles and whether they change or not. At first, that could be difficult and complicated and it takes time, but with practice, you are going to get much faster. Let's see another sentence. My son has a friend. Mein Sohn hat einen Freund. Mein Sohn hat einen Freund. Mein Sohn is the subject, hat is the verb, and einen Freund is the direct object. Was hat mein Sohn? What does my son have? He has a friend. Hat einen Freund. Try to reverse this sentence, which means instead of saying my son has a friend, say my friend has a son. How would the sentence go? The correct answer would be: Mein Freund hat einen Sohn. So mein Freund is the subject and einen Sohn is the direct object. Correct. However, if the direct object is feminine, for example, mein Sohn hat eine Freundin, my son has a female friend or a friend, eine Freundin stays the same because die or eine are unchangeable in accusative. Mein Sohn hat eine Freundin. Einen Freund, eine Freundin. Another sentence. The sister writes a story. Die Schwester schreibt eine Geschichte. Die Schwester, the subject, schreibt, the verb, and eine Geschichte, the direct object or the answer to the question, was schreibt meine Schwester? What does my sister write? Die Schwester schreibt eine Geschichte. And eine is die Geschichte, and die in accusative stays the same. Let's see if you've understand that correctly. This is a simple question. Was wirst du morgen machen? What is the translation to this question? What are you going to do tomorrow? So, try to answer this question by using future forms. And of course, try to add some nouns as direct objects. A possible answer to this question could be: Morgen werde ich ein Buch lesen, einen Film schauen, meine Hausübung machen und ich werde Deutsch weiterlernen. So, what does this mean? Morgen werde ich ein Buch lesen. Tomorrow I will read a book. Einen Film schauen. Watch a movie. So as you can see, you don't have to repeat ich werde or werde ich. It is enough to say the verb one time and then describe or list the things you want to do. Einen Film because it's der Film and it's the direct object here, so you say einen. Meine Hausübung machen. Do my homework. Und ich werde Deutsch weiterlernen. And I will continue learning German. Weiter means, in this case, continue. And again, as you can see, the verbs are always at the end of those sentences. So, how are you doing? Gratuliere! that was the end of this lesson. I hope it wasn't that complicated, and if so, I would recommend for you to read the sentences again, go through the video one more time, and see if it gets any better. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!